these boots just laid to waste, so I had to leave my place.
I don't see the chat, but I guess everyone is
I know,
here.
I know,
Hello
I
Yonko,
know, I
hello
know.
Mazi, hello
I
Ignacio.
know, I know, I know, I know.
Hello Chicken.
I know, I know.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me. And
My pleasure.
we're like launching the live and going directly into it because I'm not used to have people here. I'm always alone in my life. So I don't know if you see my screen at the same time we are talking, Chicken.
I'm actually not looking at YouTube or anything, so I'm not on
Okay.
it. I'm just afraid there may be a feedback if I'm on there too.
No problem. So just so you can picture it, there is my camera, there is a chat, there is my base with a beautiful Conqueror buff on it, so I wanted to brag a bit by showing my base, and the list of the states that are selected for All-Star that was shared on Facebook, including your alliance, 1CK. But let's not talk about All-Star immediately, because I know everyone knows you, but just in case, can you introduce yourself and your alliance state to all the noob out there?
Yeah, sure. I actually never thought I would go on some YouTuber's big show playing a game. I'm just usually a pretty private person. I just play this game to de-stress, but for some reason this game brings so much stress to all of us, right? But we still play it. It's like this love and hate relationship. But I'm from the United States specifically. I travel a lot, but I'm based in the West Coast, like California, sometimes in Vegas, sometimes in the San Francisco area. Some of you know AO, the other streamer. Like we were actually in a similar city, similar neighborhood. So that's where I'm based. Who am I? What do I do for a living? Well, I'm in the tech space, so specifically the financial and tech space. I have my own app company, that kind of thing. So, but I usually play different games just to understand what's out there. I've been a gamer for a very long time. I mean, some of you, if you guys are hardcore gamers, ever since I was a kid, I played Atari, Wing Commander, those kind of games, Command and Conquer. I played Magic the Gathering for those card collectors out there. I tried Hearthstones. It's kind of boring, but I play like every other game. So it's fun, But this is the first time I've played such a big play to win game. But it seems like most Chinese games are like that. Love to be played to win. What interests me in this game is not so much the game itself. I think over time it kind of got boring, especially when you build past base 25 because there's not a lot of new content. But it's all about the friends, the people you meet, the relationships, building a community, building your own alliance. But then it becomes a state, or it could be a faction of states, and now apparently All-Star. So it's always people, right? And that seeing how competitive they are, and sometimes working together. It's like Game of Thrones. Like that interests me. It's kind of like being in a drama. You know what I mean? Seeing all these things. So
like being in Game of Thrones.
That's a little bit about me. Yeah, who backstabs who hates who loves who's dating who. Like there's all this drama, right? I try to not be involved with all of it because I have no time. I'm really busy at work, So, but it just keeps, I guess, things interesting sometimes.
Yeah, we're not playing for the gameplay.
Exactly. Yeah, but happy to talk about whatever questions. Ask me anything, whatever you guys want to talk about.
So you say you're playing like a lot for the people and the interaction between people, and you are rotating president of 545. I saw you were permanent president before, now rotating president. I guess it's because the state is getting bigger and bigger. So
right.
How all this leading work?
How does what work?
also leading a state, leading an
Oh,
alliance.
okay.
How
Sure.
did that happen
So
for you?
just to let everyone know, make sure there's no rumors. Like, I'm actually born in 545, so I actually never immigrated before in my game life. So I've
Never?
always been in 545, and I wasn't the original president. But when the original president left the game, like early S1 season one, I think season three actually or season four, you know, I didn't know what would happen, but I was asked to step up and be president. So I tried doing that. And since then, we've been just kind of growing season after season and getting decent rewards. But as you all know, like a season ago, we had a really, really big merger. I talked to AO and his crew in 264, as well as folks from 632 and where else? Mainly those two states. They all came over, right? Like a lot of alliances. So we jumped to like rank 2 in the international servers. I didn't even expect it to be that many people, but that's just what happened. And being in that it's new to us, and there's a lot of strong players, a lot of previous presidents and leaders, a lot of egos, right? So it's definitely not easy to keep people united and working together. People need to still, it's like starting all over again, right? You have to trust people, learn about people, their styles, how they do things. But over time, things kind of worked out. I was,
Yeah.
I hear, some people think I'm a dictator, this and that, but actually the reality is I
You're
really
not a
love,
dictator?
I want to retire. I actually don't want to be president, right?
Really?
But the last thing I do want is I want my friends playing the game to have a responsible president, right? Not somebody that only has a title and doesn't do anything. Right. And when I say do anything, what do you have to do? Well, actually, the biggest thing and the most boring or troublesome thing to do has to do with diplomacy. You know what I mean? Like Eden, you'll always be doing diplomacy, this and that. Negotiating is like business negotiation, right? This state, that state, you got to talk in different languages. People talk Chinese states. So it's a lot of work, right? And on top, you got to play the game, right? Because if you're strong, you got to fight, you got to do whatever. So, I've been always looking for people that has a heart to want to take care of the people and their states and be able to take on a lot of the work. And a lot of the new immigrants that come over, I realize many of them have these characteristics. So that's why I felt happier to start rotating and, I want more people to step up. And some of them ask for it, but if they're willing to do all that, I have no problem. So that's what we did. We start rotating.
Nice. And now you even have 2 alliances in your state that are invited to All-Star.
Well, yeah. I mean, technically, I don't think they have official announcement until August 25th. That's what the developers told me, personally. But I mean, we're putting announcements, this and that. But I believe at the end we can only send one team, correct? Representing our state, not two. So we have to figure out how to merge or who's part of that roster.
I think the rules are kind of confusing. So just for the viewer who don't really know All-Star, maybe they are in small alliance and they don't care something. So All-Star, I write something. Anyway, All-Star, we have 16 alliances that are supposed to be invited by the devs themselves. So they announced 12 alliances on Facebook, including 1 CK and 1 city of state 545. But at the same time, they also released rules, like you said, there is only 1 alliance that is supposed to represent each state. So I think the devs are noobs also in this special season.
I agree. They're big noobs. I don't think they even know the answer yet. They're still trying to figure it out on what they want the rules to be. So I have to wait to hear, but we'll be ready whichever way they decide. Obviously, if they allow both, that's even better, right? Because that just means more people in our state can work together, which is not as good to some states that only can send one team, but who knows?
Yeah, if it's like this, I think 97 would have a huge advantage because they have 3 alliances selected. So each alliance will be in a guild, and they recruit another alliance that is not invited by the dev to make a merge, and no player will be allowed to change guild during the season. So you start directly with your 200 players from the alliance selected, and the alliance recruited by the alliance selected. I don't know if it's clear for people in the chat. So let's see if there's question. Yonko says, I hate Meluch. Okay, that is a lie, Yonko, and I know this. But that means that 545 getting 2 alliance in All-Star would have 400 players in 2 guilds. 97 getting 3 alliances in All-Stars would have 600 players in 3 guilds. So this would be a huge advantage for a state to have multiple alliances.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we're not sure what will happen, but like if you were asked me if we had to choose another who's the ally who we're going to work with, we haven't decided any of this yet. But I will just say certain other people or other alliances that got selected for All-Star, they have began to contact me and want to talk to me and trying to figure out if I can work with them or stuff like that. Diplomacy is already being worked on before it starts.
I heard about alliances selected already their merge, but I didn't know, but it makes sense that the diplomacy is already started because like we could have the preconceived idea that all those alliances are so big and huge, used to be first, that they will all want the first place. But we all know that it doesn't work like this. And if everyone wants the first place, no one gets the first place. So diplomacy.
Well, I think there will for sure be war. I doubt it'll be a peace map with so many egos and so much like pressure. People are going to fight. The second, I also think I don't think just strength and how many big scary bases exist in the lines is as important. I think everyone is generally similarly strong. It's more about strategy and who has more active people. I think it's more important. And yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have spenders, making different, but with so many of these top alliances having equal type spending, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to strategy and speed. And what that means is who can manage and coordinate their players the best.
And is there a specific alliance that you look forward meeting in All-Star? In all the alliances that have been announced with air quotes that I'm making and you don't see?
We look forward to all alliances. I definitely, because it's not myself that makes being the only decision maker, and how we do things here at 545 is I'm not the only one that makes a decision. Like we have to discuss internally. Because of Eden almost coming to end, I haven't finished discussions or began a lot of these discussions with the right people, let alone figure out who makes up the roster. So I can't tell too much. But as I said, I'm interested to fight simply because without fighting, it's a war game. The game gets boring. Like why would you want to just go play Farmville if you don't want to fight? And I'm not somebody that has a grudge against a specific state. I never had. I know some people get pretty intense. Certain states are like arch enemies. I never have that. But I do enjoy fighting and the strategy and trying out different heroes because that's what this game, why it's fun, right? You can try those things out. And when fighting, it's not just one-on-one fighting anymore because, you want to fight a max space. You already know now you got to like get a bunch of people to attack at the same time, right? So it's not just one-on-one anymore. It's all about strategy. It's like literally running an army. You got to be at the right place, right time, having the right advantage position-wise, the gates, that kind of thing. Plan things like Plan B. If the gate fails, then you have a Plan B, or you're just gambling on the gate winning. So I'm more of a strategy kind of player. That's what I enjoy. So we'll see. But I think any alliance should very much not just value the strong players and the spenders, but also value a lot of the people that do a lot of the hard work to make sure things are done on time, the organizers, call them who you want, the sergeants, the officers, the whoever, but they make sure things get done, people in the right place, translations are done, diplomacy's done. Those are the people I tend to look for. And I think the team that has the strongest inner core team will win.
Yeah. I'm trying to follow the chat, and there is sudden silence. You're still here? Maybe he's not here anymore. So anyway, Yonko tend to... Oh, you're here. Okay. I thought he disappeared. Yonko was agreeing with you, saying that if there was peace in this event, he will quit.
Well, I think I would too. I mean, I will quit if there's peace, to be honest with you, because I didn't sign up for Farmville. It's really simple as that.
Well, honestly, when I'm playing it in, as a F5, I think about, like you said, the little player who needs to outsmart the strongest, to be to find their own value in Eden. And the piece is not something we do for the strongest player, it's something we do to allow the weakest to also get rewards. Otherwise, sometimes fighting until the end is pretty fun. Sorry, I'm losing my words.
So it's all. Yeah. So it's a balance, right? You got to balance it, and it doesn't make sense for a strong to bully the weak, but I think there needs to be war, and I think the strong need to recognize when someone wants to surrender, right? That's fine, but it's just there should be fighting. It's a fighting game,
But just in case, there should be also a lot of preparation for this event. So, I've seen, obviously, people talking diplomacy, but also some people sharing programs to train troops and to optimize the troop training and have maximum power at the time.
I'm not familiar with those programs at all. I never used one. I don't know if they exist, but they probably do. But at the end of the day, I think, if you don't have a program, just ask your friend to help you train when you're sleeping. Okay, don't put me on record for that, because technically, I don't know, you should share to people you don't trust. But that's what I know people, my friends, are doing. We're not online all the time. And yeah, I think nothing's wrong being weak or medium strength. I think, actually, to tell you the truth, I believe State 97 tried it. If you have 100 players, in Eden, not all stars, 100 starts 100, right? So imagine you have 100 people, they're all strong fighters, right? Nothing gets done. Everyone's just sitting on high, try to fight on their own for the high tiles and just farm. And nothing gets done. Nothing is clean. No one's paving. You lose. Right. So you need the right you need the right balance. You need balance in your team. There's a purpose for every base, and then how you work with the other weaker players is important, right? I mean, can you imagine, if you study military history, every army has just one, like chess, right? There's only one type of chess piece. It's the rook, and there's nothing else, or there's one. It doesn't work that way. You got pawns, and they all have their uses. So you need to be strategic to work with the right people, right time, how to organize people. Is it in one alliance or one guild, two guild? I like to work with 2-3 guilds at once, and know how to use different guilds. So that's strategy, right? And whoever has the best strategy will win. And even the weaker players have a purpose, so don't think there's no purpose, right? Now, the only problem with some weak players is they don't do anything, they don't even help clean, whatever, and they think they deserve higher rewards, right? But I believe I would any day want to give a core reward or a higher powerhouse reward to a weaker player that does so much. They're online 18 hours a day, don't sleep, at the critical times when help is needed to take out a tile. They're there all the time, or they're paving or doing something. I will reward that person more than a player with 10G power and is barely online all the time or doesn't know what they're doing. Just farming every day.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially as the most powerful often already have the heroes, so they would want the base skin, but the heroes would make your weaker player so much stronger for next season.
Will a base skin make a weaker player stronger?
The heroes for the core reward or higher reward, you make a difference by giving your core reward to a weak player with a high strategy, compared to a strong player who wouldn't benefit from the new heroes.
I mean, I'm not sure I understand the question correctly, but I personally don't think base skins really do that much. It's just more for collection and art. Just makes you feel special.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you clarify your question? I didn't hear you properly. I'm sorry.
No problem. Sorry, I am not English speaker, and I say that a lot because then people say that my French accent is cute. But yeah. Anyway, I think it's time for you to go to your next meeting. So
Oh, it's okay. But I have a surprise for y'all. Just because I like what you guys are doing. I really appreciate you doing all this for community and getting people more fun than outside the game, because sometimes games get really boring, but then they still stay in because there's channels, there's community, they make friends. So I just want to give away like some free skins. If you guys don't want it, I won't give away, but I'm happy to, if you guys want to do a raffle later or whatnot, or not raffle, but like a drawing, or whoever on your channel's on, you can do it. I'm happy to give out one of the newest Mexicans to whoever wins to your channel, if that's cool.
I think people can say in the chat if they'd like to have a giveaway for a skin later.
Yeah, you can do all that later and just tell me who the winner is and I'll ship it to them. Simple.
Yeah. I'm waiting a second because they probably have a delay for hearing us, so they will say in a minute if they want free skins or not. But so far they were just in the chat. I know you're not seeing the chat now. Most people are agreeing with what you say. Like chicken speaking like a politician. I like that. Never
Politician.
chicken
Well, to be honest with you, Chicken was a noob. Chicken was a noob at one point, and I didn't know how to play this game. And guess where I found the information? Because all of the teachings on the game from the developer, I couldn't read their English. It doesn't make sense. So, I went on YouTube. I watched guys like Huddy back in the day, and I went on Discord server. So just like many of you, I learned from that point forward. And, it gave me a lot of fun in this game. Now I just want to give back. That's all. It doesn't really matter what state you are or where you're from. I mean, we're kind of in the same game. At the end of the day, if let's say everyone here quits or doesn't play, then even if you spend a lot of money, then you can't even play, right? There's no one to fight.
Yeah, we said it, that we don't play for the gameplay, and the sharing is really making a big difference for many people. So that's why I like doing YouTube too. At first, I made my channel for my alliance only. Now it grew a little bigger.
That's fine. I mean, there's competitive alliances, and then there's those are much more casual, but they're chill. Like this season in my Eden, I've allied with another state that basically is all casual players, but they're super, super active, and they basically did so much of the hard work to make sure that enemies were cleaned and controlled and all types of stuff, right? So we really appreciate all types of players, but weak states and players on their own won't work. Strong on their own won't work. We all need each other. So that's kind of why people have to understand that it's like a chess game, but there's like so many factors, and of course money is involved. Pay to win game, but you have to admit there's still a strategy component, and if you study every single state, it's like NBA, every team has their key players, this and that. You'll start noticing they have certain metas, meaning they all prefer certain hero combos or they prefer certain strategies. Some like to rush, some are patient, they like to defend. So you'll see different small strategies, and that's what I observe for. I like observing.
Yeah. Oh, in the chat there is Mazi saying, tell Chicken. Sorry, I didn't read yet, so I don't know what he's saying. Tell Chicken about the skin smell. The only thing that is bigger benefit is the album bonus. It is small compared to other, but it adds up.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the skins are not so much for the bonus more than for the being unique thing. But I don't know. Do you have the album bonus, Chicken? Because I don't, so I don't know if it makes a big difference.
It's not a big difference. Focus on hope, the hopeness polymer crystal for hopeness. That's going to be a lot. Makes you much stronger than the skin.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Even with white skill on Openness Lab, we can already have a few percentage more might and resistance and HP.
And it's all about the higher skill, higher level for the Eden, the specialization for Doomsday, and that means you can do more, you can grow faster, you can grow fortresses faster, or get more red skills when you need to. So I think, other than just pain blades and heroes, it's about the polymers for hopeness and having high DD specialization. Those have been more game changers in my opinion than skins.
So how many specialization you have?
Me, I'm about 140 right now. 140, I think.
Nice. I wanted to target 133 to start next season with.
I think anything above 120, 130 is great, and then it's already very good.
Yeah, the difference at 133 is starting the season with an extra 15 tiles, But I won't reach that now. But it's a nice target to have. And it's so no boost week. So I think
okay. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I got to hop off soon. I have a work meeting I have to take. But is there a last question for me?
Yeah, but just any game wisdom to share, last advice for all those in the chat right now that makes a difference, and that no one knows. Maybe not that no one knows, but
Is there any advice? Well, it's a game. If it's not making you happy, you shouldn't be playing it. It's that simple. That's my advice. And no game is ever more important than your personal health and your life. So, just don't take it that personal, and actually try to play with people in a way that makes you happy, right? With the right people. And bases right now are going down a lot in price. So, I'm not giving advice on what to buy or not, but believe it or not, a lot of really strong bases can be a lot more affordable in my opinion. So for those that have the funds, you can try, it's like you can upgrade to a Lamborghini for a lot less than before.
I love that advice about making sure that the game makes us happy. So many people forget that. So, Chicken, I will free you so you go to your other meeting. Thank you again so much for taking time with me and sharing all your thoughts.
My pleasure. Happy to do this. Happy to talk more. And happy to have more chats about other things later. Okay, take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. So that was Chicken. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to have people here in live with me to talk about All-Star, about something else. But I like the idea to interview the leaders of the Alliance selected for All-Star. At least we don't know if they will really be selected because of all those blurry rules that they was made. But, the Alliance named over there. So tell me who I should invite next, and I'll catch up with the chat because I didn't read. It's Yaboy saying, Chicken, when are you giving Yaboy a buff? It's too late. Chicken is gone, but you can probably message him and he will probably gladly give you the construction buff. He's a good talker, to be honest. Yeah, I've never talked to him before, and I found it really nice and easy. Is it true Yaboy is a cat lover? Yes, it is true. I can answer that. Invite in real life. Now, actually, I asked Chicken if he wanted to have his webcam on there, and he didn't want to show his face. So I doubt he will be okay for me to invite him in real life, thousands kilometers from his home. But I can probably invite Shankar Cat in real life. It's not so far. Just kidding, of course. The dog is a good guy. Which dog? Why are you talking about, Yonko? Chihuahua? I don't think you know Chihuahua. Not in real life. RL. Ah! Okay. Oh, I always saw his name 888. You know, it was RL888. The commander of XXT. But does he... Is he comfortable in English? And doesn't he hate me? I don't know. Invite Boss Chicken from 45 Air as your next guest. I want to... I was wondering, maybe... I won't say name. You'll see if they say yes. Anyway, here is late. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here. Even if it's late and I'm super sleepy. I'll see you next time. I'm trying to change the time of my lives because it was always Tuesday reset plus 14 and says this live like 1 hour later, so I have to hurry in my life so I can gamble on parts and I can watch it. So I'll find another day and I don't know when yet. So my next live will be at a random time. Nobody hates me? Are you sure? Are you really sure nobody hates me? Because it really feels like it sometimes when I'm on a map with XXT and some people. Invite the cat. So I invite Shankar Cat in real life. Is that the next live I do is with Shankar Cat? Do we all agree with that? It's 5 a.m. for you, Yonko? Why are you up? Just why? Oh, I invite you, Yaboy. I'm not sure about this. Not sure. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. My reset is 10 p.m. in summer and 9 p.m. in winter. XXT love me. Yeah. I don't believe that. What do you mean not sure? Are you trying to make also remorse true? I won't fall in this. Those remorse were false. and you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Ah, thank you for letting me go, Yonko. Have a good day. Yeah, have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good everything. Oh, the roses are started. So let's see the roses. Bye bye. How do I stop the stream?